I'll tell you what, guys, I'll sing it along with her, because I'm good at it. Who shall remember weeping? Beautiful, nailed it. Hey, you beautiful Buccaneers, Falcore here. So I hope you've all been enjoying the updates. I certainly have, and it goes without saying, like most of you, I have completed all the tall tales that are on offer, and pretty much uncovered every single little secret. So please don't comment with something you know about the other tall tales, because I already know, okay? So let's start with the very first tale. The Sea of the Damned, the place we all go when we leave our boom barrels below deck and blame it on toxic players. This tall tale introduces us to the actual afterlife, what all our pirates experience every time we die. And as the ferryman explains,
your time is served, though you shall not fully remember your time in this place. Perhaps some remnant of understanding will accompany you when you step through my portal and return to the living world.
Which explains Xbox loading times. The Sea of the Damned is a twisted and skewed place where time nor structure really makes much sense. You are never 100% sure if what you're seeing is actually ghostly constructs or the twisted memories of those who perished. Time itself runs very differently down here, and something you're experiencing right now could have happened 30 to 40 years ago, or even in the future. So when you're here, it's very difficult to put things together. A shipwreck, for example, could either be a memory of a fallen crew member or the construct of a person's fears or desires. But one of the most notable shipwrecks in this area is this one, a very special shipwreck indeed. A ship sailed by none other than Guybrush Threepwood himself. Now, for those of you born under a rock or were only pooped out in the world recently, Guybrush Threepwood is a very well-known pirate captain from another amazing game called Monkey Island, a point-and-click adventure game that were very popular back in the 90s. And the developers have put his vessel into the game, which is awesome. But even more awesome than that, the journals state that Guybrush Threepwood, and more importantly his nemesis LeChuck, have made it into the Sea of Thieves, which could possibly indicate a Monkey Island crossover at some point during the game, which would just be absolutely f***ing amazing. Ironically, just a couple of weeks prior to the update, someone made a Guybrush Threepwood inspired Sea of Thieves character. If anyone can find the original source for whoever made this, can you please let me know and I'll shout them out in the pinned comments. This has been a tough one to find, but I absolutely adore it. This tale is also littered with Easter eggs from the Pirates of the Caribbean theme park ride, such as this sequence with the rowboat. Easter eggs for the theme park ride are prevalent throughout all of the tall tales. Now, during our time playing this game, we have always been greeted by these two lovely statues on the Ferry of the Damned, marking the way to the living world as we wait to get spawn camped. These two lovely entities are wraiths, the Sea of Thieves version of the Grim Reapers, that are basically the entourage of the ferryman and help guide souls who are worthy to the Ferry of the Damned. Up until now, we have only seen them as statues or used as ghostly cannonballs, but now we get to see one up close and personal, and in the process we get the true Disney experience of waiting in a queue. The wraiths are pretty terrifying, possibly one of the more terrifying NPCs added to the game. I was a little disappointed that they did not script a voice for this fellow, so I'll do one myself.
Only those forsaken souls whose names and wayward acts are known to us from many aboard this fated vessel be gone until your time comes again.
Nailed it. The Cursed Captain. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this fella just yet, as there is a lot to uncover about him, but I just want everyone to look at this picture and memorize the symbols that can be seen. Got it? Let's move on. In this tall tale, we get to see the interior of the Ship of the Damned for the very first time. Although we always pass through the gates back to the living world, the ferryman on occasion will lock people below deck who he deems are a threat to the Sea of Thieves. Your character too has probably been locked down here for maybe hundreds of years, but you simply do not remember when you are eventually set free. As stated before, time moves very differently in the Sea of the Damned. And then eventually we see this guy, the most epic thing to ever be added to the game, celebrated by thousands of people when they very first saw the trailer of this update. The dog.
Who's a good boy?